Hey, how are you doing? Lucy here. I'm going to go over Module 15 with you. This is the last module in the course, so congratulations on making it this far. We're going to be looking at understanding accounting and financial statements. So let's look at the learning objectives. Going to discuss the users of accounting information, accounting professionals. Going to look at the accounting system, accounting cycle, financial statements, financial ratio analysis, the role of budgeting, and even international accounting practices. Excuse me. So this module is important because it introduces you to the accounting and financial backbone of an organization or a company. And it's important because, of course, companies have to manage their money, they have to manage their cash flow, and they have to generate financial reports and statements based off how their money's being used, how their assets are being used, what are their expenses. And so they have to, dot their I's and cross their T's on every penny in the company. So this module starts to explain all of that. It also explains different types of careers that someone can go to in the accounting field with an associate degree, a bachelor's degree, master's, and so forth, and even becoming a certified public accountant, and all the different areas that someone could go into. We're going to look at financial statements. This will be part of your activity for this final module, looking at the Panera Bread annual report. We're going to do some financial ratio analysis, which is just some calculative computations to assess how well a company is behaving or producing in the marketplace. And of course, the role of budgeting. How do we handle money? How do we allocate it? How do we manage it? And then we're also going to look at, there in the U.S. and even globally, there's these accounting practices that companies have to adhere to. You've probably heard of companies or even people out in the market that have, got in trouble because they didn't manage their funds correctly or legally. Martha Stewart went to jail for mishandling some stocks, and so you have different companies as well. Enron, the big Enron scandal back in Houston was a huge accounting scandal that went down and actually took the company down. So it does happen, and so we do have some rules and guidelines in place to try to prevent this, or at least be able to penalize people who don't adhere to those guidelines. You have several presentations here. You have the audio PowerPoint, but the Prezi presentation is the one that, is the most current and up to date, and the one that I use in my face-to-face class. So Chapter 15, Understanding Accounting and Financial Statements, takes a minute to load. But there's lots of good graphics in here. There's lots of examples. There'll also be examples in here as well. So you have some examples here on careers. And here's that accounting cycle. It kind of takes your raw data, processes it, records it, and then makes financial statements and reports out of it. And then you have some examples of financial statements, but I'm giving you that with Panera Bread too. And this is just an in-class assignment that we did. But you will have access to all of that information as well. And the Mint is also a resource. So let's look here. Using an Excel spreadsheet can help manage your kind of household budget. But here's another budgeting tool that's in your supplemental file that you can definitely set up, and it's at no cost. You can sign up for free. You definitely want to do a personal home budget as well as if you work in accounting at a company, you would need to be working with some sort of platform like Excel or QuickBooks or something like that. But if you wanted to start your own personal budget, which you need to have one for your household budget, for your own personal expenses, Excel spreadsheet, just something showing your monthly expenses, monthly income and what you have left over after you pay everything, which is discretionary income, like what you have left over after you pay all your expenses that you can use to go shopping or even to the doctor or to the movies or even to buy groceries with. So definitely you want to have something like that going on even for your personal life, your personal expenses. So you have those resources there. So let's look at the financial ratio analysis. We're going to be looking at different ratios. They're just different computations, calculations math calculations really, financial math or accounting math that you can use. You're going to be using the Panera Bread annual report. And this is and as I indicate on pages 43 and 44, so you want to scroll down, this is a great report. If you ever need to do a report on a company in college, always find their annual report. And let's scroll down to 43. So we're going to be looking at the balance sheet, and you just have to do year 2015. The hard part is going to be figuring out which line item, what number you have to do, but you're going to have to figure that out with the financial ratio that you get. And so you can find the financial ratios in your chapter, or here's the income statement. So you're going to need those two reports. Let's go ahead and exit all that, and then we'll go back. So I want you to calculate the net profit margin and the debt ratio and the liquidity ratio. So these are the steps I want you to do it in. Write out the name of the ratio or the formula, or write out the name of the ratio, like net profit margin equals, write out the formula, plug in the formula with the correct numbers, calculate your answer, and then give a brief analysis of your opinion on how well the Panera Bread company operated in 2015 based on your calculation. You're going to be graded on your analysis, if you followed the steps and procedures, your content and style and grammar. That's how you will be graded. And I just want to tell you that like every company, let's see here, we'll just do Target. Every company has to issue a annual report. And so how you find it is you go to the company's website, and the annual report has everything, not just on finances. It has even a SWOT analysis. So you want to find something that says investor relations. So let's see here if we can find it. Here it is. It's usually at the very bottom of the page in very small print. You click on investor relations, and then they already have their 2016 annual report out. So yeah, I'll probably change it coming up when we'll do Target. But in their annual report, it has everything. Let's see if we can find an actual copy. Click on 20. You got to do a little digging. And let's see here. And so here it is. So I just wanted to show you that every company has to put out an annual report. Sometimes there's a lag in it, like Target's most recent is 2016 and we're in 2018. So it takes a while to develop the report. I mean, of course you don't have to read it word for word, but you can, look at the financials. There is a, sort of a table of contents, but it tells you, what are some of Target's risk factors? What is, kind of the company, if they're needing to kind of be aware of and look out for. It's a great report if you have to do a report on a company. So I highly recommend that you do that. If you need it for any type of company report, use their annual report. It takes a little research and digging, but you can find it. It's on their website, usually at the very bottom in Investor Relations, small print. So you have that assignment to do, and then you have your final exam, which is going to cover chapters 13 through 15. 50 multiple choice questions were 2 points each. Okay, the last screencast I'm going to upload is going to be on extra credit. So I'll get that done for you right now. All right, if you need anything, just let me know. All right, thanks, bye.